You were never supposed to see this. Not this file. Not these levels. Not what happens after level 10. But you clicked anyway, which means it's already too late. Your life is ranked, categorized, evaluated, and once you enter the system, you don't leave, you just go deeper. Level 0. Recruit. You don't remember signing up. There's no dramatic beginning, no moment of choice, just a quiet realization that you're being watched. Cameras you can't see, voices you can't trace, people around you acting normal while you feel something is off. They're not testing your strength, they're testing your reactions. Fear, hesitation, instinct. You think you're living your life, but this is the screening phase, and most people fail without ever knowing they were being evaluated. Level 1. Initiate. The world shifts slightly. You start noticing patterns, repeated faces, conversations that feel scripted. Then the first test arrives without warning. A room, 3 people, 1 lie. No instructions, just pressure. 60 seconds stretch into eternity. You make a choice. There is no feedback, no confirmation, but something changes. You're no longer being observed, you're being processed. Level 2. Isolation. Contact fades. Friends feel distant, conversations shallow, like you're outgrowing your own life. You try to explain it, but the words don't exist. This isn't loneliness, it's separation. They're removing your dependencies, one by one, quietly disconnecting you from anything that could hold you back later. Level 5. Observer. You see things others don't. Micro-expressions, tone shifts, the gap between what people say and what they mean. Lies become visible. Intentions become predictable. You stop reacting emotionally and start analyzing everything. It feels like intelligence, like evolution, but it's conditioning. You're learning to detach. Level 7. Compliance check. Orders appear subtly. Not commands, suggestions. Do this. Go there. Say nothing. You follow them without fully understanding why. Each time you obey, the system adapts to you. Each time you hesitate, it adjusts. You think you're making choices, but your decisions are being mapped. Level 10. Operator. Your first real task. No briefing, no backup, just an objective hidden inside a normal situation. You complete it without realizing how calculated your actions were. When it's over, there's no reward. No acknowledgement. Just silence. That's when it hits you, you're expendable. Level 12. Desensitization. Things that once bothered you don't anymore. Risk feels normal. Moral lines blur. You justify actions you would have questioned before. Not because you're becoming cruel, but because you're becoming efficient. The system doesn't need empathy. It needs results. Level 15. Erasure. Your identity begins to disappear. Not physically, but psychologically. Your past feels distant, like it belongs to someone else. Memories lose emotion. Names lose meaning. If someone from your old life saw you now, they wouldn't recognize who you've become. And that's the point. You can't be controlled if you're attached to something, so they remove everything. Level 18. Duality. You start living 2 lives. One visible, one hidden. To everyone else, you're normal. But underneath, you're calculating, observing, adapting. Conversations become tools. Relationships become variables. You're no longer part of the system, you're inside it. Level 20. Shadow. You learn to disappear. Not physically, but perceptually. People look past you. You move through environments without being remembered. You exist in blind spots, in moments people forget. It's not invisibility, it's irrelevance, mastered. Level 25. Pressure test. They push you harder. Situations become unpredictable, chaotic, dangerous. You're forced to make decisions instantly. No time to think, only react. This is where most break. Not because they're weak, but because they hesitate. And hesitation is failure. Level 30. Interrogator. You sit across from someone who doesn't want to talk. You don't raise your voice. You don't threaten. You wait. Silence becomes your weapon. You learn that people don't break from pain, they break from pressure, from time, from themselves. And when they do, you don't feel anything. That's when you realize something inside you is gone. Level 35. Internal conflict. Doubt appears. Not about the mission, but about yourself. You question what you're becoming. But every time you try to step back, something pulls you forward. The system doesn't force you, it guides you, subtly, continuously. Level 40. Ghost. No records. No traces. No proof you exist in this role. If something goes wrong, you're erased completely. Not just from the system, but from reality. And the worst part, you accept it. Level 45. Override. You stop waiting for instructions. You anticipate them. You act before being told. The system rewards this. Not with praise, but with access. More information. More control. More responsibility. Level 50. Strategist. You're no longer executing missions, you're designing them. You see patterns on a larger scale. People become pieces. Events become outcomes. You don't react to the world anymore, you shape it. But then you notice something unsettling. Every move you make was predicted. Level 55. Awareness. You start seeing the system itself. Not just your role in it, but the structure behind everything. Layers within layers. Controls within controls. You realize you're not rising, you're being positioned. Level 60. Hunter. Your targets are no longer outsiders. They're people like you. Operatives who went too far, saw too much, tried to leave. You track them, study them, understand them, because they think exactly like you. Level 65. Paranoia. Trust collapses completely. Every sound, every shadow, every delay feels intentional. You know how the system works, which means you know what it's capable of. And that makes everything dangerous. Level 70. Split mind. Your thoughts don't feel private anymore. You analyze your own thinking, questioning every instinct. Are these your decisions, or implanted ones? You can't tell anymore. Level 75. Collapse point. This is where most disappear. Not fail, disappear. Mentally, emotionally, completely. They don't break loudly. They just fade. Level 80. Disposable elite. You've become too effective. Too skilled. Too independent. And the system doesn't keep assets it can't fully control. You receive a mission. Routine, simple, clear. Until you realize, the target matches your profile. Level 82. Denial. You ignore it. It has to be a coincidence. But the deeper you look, the clearer it becomes. The patterns, the setup, the timing, it's all aligned. Level 85. Confirmation. The truth hits. You're not hunting someone else. You're being phased out. Quietly, efficiently, without error. Level 90. Survivor. Instinct takes over. You run. Not blindly, but strategically. Every skill they gave you becomes your weapon. You disappear the way they taught you to. But they built you, which means they know how you think. Level 92. Adaptation. You change your patterns. Break your own habits. Think unpredictably. For the first time, you're acting outside the system. Level 95. Freedom. It feels close. No instructions. No surveillance you can detect. Silence. But something feels wrong. Too quiet. Level 98. Realization. There was never an escape. This phase was part of the system too. The illusion of freedom. The final test. Level 100. Truth. There are no ranks. No promotions. No end. Just progression designed to shape you into exactly what they need. Every level, every test, every decision, controlled. You didn't climb. You were guided. You didn't evolve. You were engineered. And the moment you understand that, you reach the final level. Not because you won. But because you finally see it. And now there's only one question left. If you're aware of the system, are you still inside it? Or are you exactly where they want you to be?